Right now, without realizing it, your brain is running a program. You didn't install it. You can't see it running, but it is firing every single time you pick up your phone, pour a cup of coffee, bite your nails, or check Instagram instead of finishing your work. It is a 4-step loop, and once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it. Here is how it works, and why understanding it is the single most important thing you can do if you want to change any behavior in your life. It starts in 1898 with a psychologist named Edward Thorndike and a box full of cats. Thorndike placed each cat inside what he called a puzzle box, a small enclosure with a lever hidden somewhere inside. Press the lever, the door opens, and the cat escapes to a bowl of food waiting outside. When the cats were first placed inside, they did what you'd expect. They scrambled, poked at corners, clawed at the walls, completely random behavior. Eventually, by accident, one of them hit the lever. The door swung open. Freedom. Food. Here is where it gets interesting. Thorndike tracked the escape times across dozens of trials. The first few attempts, 1.5 minutes on average. But by the end, the cats were escaping in under 7 seconds. Not because they got smarter, because they stopped exploring and went straight to what worked. That is a habit forming in real time. Trial, error, reward, repeat, until the behavior becomes automatic. And your brain works exactly the same way. Why your brain builds habits at all here is something most people never think about. Your conscious mind is a bottleneck. It can only focus on one thing at a time. Seriously, just one. So your brain is constantly trying to offload decisions to autopilot to free up your conscious attention for whatever actually needs it. That is what a habit is. It is your brain converting a conscious decision into an automatic script. If this situation, then this action, no deliberation required. When you first learned to drive, every turn was terrifying. You had to think about the mirrors, the pedals, your speed, other cars. Now you can drive while having a full conversation. Why? Because driving got offloaded to the unconscious. It became a habit. Habits don't make your life smaller. They make your mind freer. Every habit, every single one follows the same 4-step loop. Cue. Craving. Response, reward. The cue is the trigger, a piece of information your brain detects that predicts a reward is nearby. Your phone buzzes. You walk past a coffee shop. You sit down to answer emails. The craving is the motivational charge that follows. And here's the key insight. You don't actually crave the habit itself. You crave the change in state it delivers. You don't crave the cigarette. You crave the relief. You don't crave social media. You crave the escape from boredom. Every craving is about wanting to feel different. The response is the actual behavior, the thing you do. Whether you act depends on how strong the craving is versus how much friction stands in the way. And the reward closes the loop. It satisfies the craving, teaches the brain that this sequence worked, and strengthens the association between the cue and the behavior. Next time the cue shows up, the brain reaches for the same solution: faster cue, craving response. Reward over and over, every moment you are alive, running in the background, mostly invisible, until you know what to look for. The freedom paradox. A lot of people worry that habits will make their life rigid, predictable, boring. That is completely backwards. The people with the least freedom are the ones whose habits are a mess. If you have no financial habits, every month is a scramble. If you have no health habits, you are always running on empty. If you have no routines, every decision drains energy that should be going to actual living. Habits aren't chains. They're the infrastructure that makes everything else possible. When the basics run on autopilot, your conscious mind is finally free to do what it is actually built for. Create, explore, connect, grow. Build the right loops, and you don't spend your freedom. You multiply it. Here is how to use this starting today. Pick one habit, good or bad, and run it through the loop. What is the cue? What craving is it actually satisfying? What is the reward you are really chasing? Because once you can see the loop, you can work with it, you can keep the cue, swap the response, and preserve the reward. Or you can build a brand new loop from scratch, one that actually serves who you are trying to become. Your brain is running this program constantly. The question is whether you are the one who designed it. If this clicked for you today, drop a comment with a habit you want to decode using the 4-step loop. I'll read everyone. And if you know someone who keeps doing things they don't want to do and can't figure out why, send them this video. See you in the next one.